Welcome back! Today we are looking into Half-Life 2. The base game doesn't have hard or annoying achievement, unlike Episode 1 and especially Episode 2, but they come later. There is one achievement that made me go through almost all chapters, the Lambda Locator. Throughout the game, you will see this graffiti, which means the rebels left some supplies there. There are 45 of them, and I will going to show you all. But first, we need to spawn into a train, literally thanks to G-Man. In chapter 1, there is one achievement I missed, and that is Defiant. Hit a cop with a can. So, leaving the train, I met with my old friend Barney.
About that beer I owed you. It's me, Gordon, Barney from Black Mesa.
He got other visitors, so I leave through the windows to meet another friend, cop number 17. He will accidentally drop his drink and we help him out by tossing at him. And we have the achievement. Good thing the game saves your progress in multiple saves, so you don't have to finish the chapters. You can just leave whenever you feel like it. Hop to another part of the game. It saved me so many hours. In chapter 2, I found my first Lambda mark next to the secret door. Weirdly enough, it's Alex because it's only registered when she opened the door. So I had to get close to her. It almost counted an HR violation. There were also an unlockable achievement called What's Cat? Break the mini teleporter in Kleiner's lab. All I had to do was click the use button 100 times and I unlocked the achievement. Funny enough, Barney reacted to it. It was not me.
Since then.
Okay, they reacted to it. Okay, that's funny. In chapter 3, I only needed to find all the Lambda hiding spots. The first one happened to be in a house after I jumped off from a train. I already showed the second one what you cannot miss. Probably the developers wanted the hint to look after use graffitis if you want to survive. I killed more Combine, had my aqua fitness, and met my old enemy, who some way is my ally now. Seems like we freed them in the first game, and they really grateful for that. Had my first turret section, the funny shooting part in this game. No. Okay, that I don't like that. Guys, I don't see. Oh, okay. You can walk around. That's good to know. Yeah, I don't like that. But when the RPC arrived, I got my running shoes. Rushing into the tunnel, on the left side, behind the red car, I found the third Lambda. Before I could put my hands on the next supply, I had to go through a whole police department, dodge explosive bottles, and do some puzzles. When I heard the helicopter, I knew I was close to my next treasure. I threw away bottles from the door. I successfully escaped from the metal bird and claimed my fourth Lambda by climbing down the ladder on the right. Crawling through the sewer system like a good little rat, I met a friend who showed me his cool little drones that can cut your onions in seconds. Continue my journey underground, the Combine found me and gave me a new toy to play with. Reaching a very rusty pipe, I found the fifth Lambda mark. I just needed to break some planks and lie down onto the dirt to get it. Getting out to the blue sky, the Combine surprised me with explosive bottles yet again. I wonder why they have so many and why they throwing them at one person. Then I saw where they keeping them. Spooky situation. Leaving that area, I jumped down to a tunnel system and attacked by onion cutters and Combine cops. Past them, I found my sixth Lambda location by turning right and going up the ladder. After the platforming, I had it. The last Lambda location of this chapter was 5 meters away from here. As I left the tunnel, a rusty yellow pipe greeted me. I climbed on the smaller ones, went to the other side, and I got all of them. so I loaded to the next chapter. Here, I had one missed achievement and 10 Lambda locations to find. I also had an airboat that I always wanted to drive. The first Lambda of this map is really close. I went down on a slide and I saw the mark on the right. I climbed up the ladder and I had it. The next one also nearby. It was on the top of a warehouse. I needed to enter the building, kill everything, go to the top and hit a barrel and jump down to the water. Moving on, I needed to build a ramp by tossing air barrels under the cage in the water, while paparazzi drones tried to get my good side. I used the ramp to get to the other side. The Combine didn't appreciate my trick and tried to remove me. After I dealt with them, I found the third Lambda location, used a barrel to get into the tunnel, swim to the other side and stole it from the zombies. I got to a closed gate. Luckily, I'm a science guy and fixed the problem with guns. Oh, he was releasing them. I saw a video about it. Oh, wait! How did you see me? You should not be able to see me. Maybe I get too close. He must try to run away. Boring guy. Boring. Died. And with a battle ramp. The road was clear as this outpost from the Combine. APCs arrived and tested their rocket system on me, and sadly it was quite accurate. There is the... Oh! Good thing I... One more rocket! However, I needed to go under the second vehicle, because there was my next Lambda supply. This location is kinda evil from the developers if you ask me. I escaped from the rocket rain thanks to a tunnel. As I reached the end of it, a new Lambda supply greeted me. All I had to do was to duke out a few bricks. As I moved on, a new Combine outpost bumped into me quite rudely. An army plus a helicopter tried to stop me, but thanks to my new Magnum, it was a piece of cake. I got to the top of the tower and shot away the helicopter, opened the gate, and I moved on. Sadly, the Iron Bird quickly leapt over it and started laying its eggs on me. While I was trying to dodge those mines, I arrived to a bridge and one of the most annoying Lambda location. I was struggling to get behind the pillars because Freeman doesn't jump well from the water. Thank you, Gordon, to jump up here, but not there when I'm trying. Huh! Come on, come on. Jump up here. Who thought this is a good idea, by the way? Thank you. I continued my journey with the helicopter, dodging its pulse and bullet, and sadly missed one of the Lambda location thanks to that. I realized that after I got to another one, what was later on my notes. So I reloaded a previous file and started searching for the lost lamb. I needed to go through multiple tubes, and after the last one, I had to turn left, and there were the supply. To get it, I had to bump into it. The next one was close too. In the next area, after I left a tunnel, on the left side, there was a green graffiti. Getting up there was tricky, but the goodies was mine. The next one was unbelievably close. As I exited the alley, on the left side, there were the mark. Going in, I found the treasure. I was still on the run, jumped into a warehouse, stole everything from there, They dropped a huge chimney on me and chased me into a tunnel again. I solved a puzzle by dropping a washing machine on a platform. Luckily I met some friends and they installed a gun on my boat so I could finally fight back. Leaving the friendly outpost, the Combine yet again found me. They tried to cage me, didn't work out for them. They tried to blow me with rocket and bottles, they failed. As I showed them what my gun can do, I arrived a crossroad. On the right side, I found the last Lambda location for this chapter. I wasn't done here yet though. Still needed to unlock the Vorticough achievement. Discovered the hidden sinking Vortigun cave in chapter Water Hazard. For that I needed to shut down the helicopter, open the gate and going to the tubes. Using my boat as a boost, I climbed up and quickly ran into safety because the water here burned like acid. As I found my friend, I unlocked the achievement. I loaded up the 5th chapter. I found the only one Lambda of this map. I literally spawned in it. Honestly, I think this is the shortest and most boring segment of the game. They greet you.
Gordon Freeman. Let me get a look at you, man.
Praise you.
I can't believe you made it so quickly on foot.
I believe he broke your record, honey.
Talking some science mumbo jumbo.
I have the repairs well in hand. Someone misjudged the capacity of the Combine thyristor.
Are you blaming me?
Eloy tries to be your wingman.
Nothing Gordon can't handle, with the possible exception of you.
Dad, please.
And they send you to play with the gravity gun. Ah, the gravity gun. I'm going to have a loads of fun with that in the future, but for now, I needed to fish down an old HEV case to unlock Blast from the Past achievement. The other one called 2 points. I needed to do basket with dog's ball. It's not an easy task, and if you are not fast enough, you will need to do the trick while the Combine is shooting your ass. No, not. No. Oh no, come on. I don't have time for... Oh! Okay. After I got everything, I traveled to the horror episode of this game. I had to leave Ravenholm only using the gravity gun and traps. It wasn't that bad, the place was full with saw blades to throw around, traps to duck under, but most of the time it was enough to just run away. The zombies were slow. Well, most of them anyway. In this part, there were 4 Lambda locations. The first one was accessible through a building where I met Father Grigory. Inside, there were 2 green generators, and above the left one, there were a vent. End of this vent, I found my first Lambda. In the same building, I turned off the trap, so I was able to continue my journey. I reached a street where I was able to crash zombies with cars, but most importantly, lifted up myself with the car. I was able to fall behind a fence and got my next Lambda. Moving on, I arrived a street full with explosive bottles. I was clumsy and accidentally blew up the street, but that gave me a clear path to the ladder. Up there was the next Lambda supply. Easy loot. Continue my journey, I had a satisfying use of a saw blade. I fought my way up to the roof, where Father Grigory blessed me with a shotgun. Would be nice to blast some zombies' head off with it, but that's forbidden. Instead, I jumped into a water tank and peacefully waited for an elevator. Leaving the lift, I rushed to safety and ended up on a bigger street area. I had fun with the zombies, moved the platform to my favor, and showed off my acrobatic skills to the zombies. After I was running around like a headless chicken, I finally got to the roof that leads out from the city. All I had to do to call an elevator. A very loud one. Every zombie in 20 kilometers knew my location, and I had nothing to defend myself. so I jumped down and did some circles. But then I did something that the zombies never thought it's possible. I close the door and wait. They cannot open and destroy the door. After I noticed the elevator stopped, I climbed back up and slowly got to the other side. Teamed up with Father Gregory, we went through the graveyard. Because I still didn't have anything to fight with, I watched him hugging all the zombies from the safe distance. I wasn't completely useless as we got to the middle of the cemetery. There were blades, bricks, and boom boom bottles. With Father Gregory, I got to the end of this cursed land, but the last few zombie waves arrived, and Father Gregory sacrificed himself so I could go on. He was a hero. I carefully fell down into a mine shaft. The place was full with facehuggers, so I needed to plan a route to escape the situation. I jumped down, ran up to the stairs, and squeezed myself through a hole. After a little swimming, I had to do a final push. There was a hill to climb, so I turned on the trap on the mine cart that started moving up and down, killing everything on its way. For me, it was surprisingly easy. I just needed to wait the car to move up, so I also started running. Ducked when it come back, then run and I was out. And with that, I got my zombie chopper achievement. The last lambda of this map was on the top of the tunnel I left the mine. I climbed up and I got my reward. In the next chapter, I only needed to find 5 lambda locations. And this was the section when I got a car to drive around. Very fancy. The first lambda was on the way, hard to miss it. It was on the left side on the road before the tunnel. The second one was in a house, closed by a machine that makes the bugs keep their distance. I needed to go into a house by the basement door. I had a peaceful drive on the beach and I arrived to a friendly outpost. They give me a rocket launcher without any questions and ask it to shut down an aircraft. It's an easy thing to do. You just need to keep the rocket moving in different directions, and when it's close to the bug plane, point on it. I got back into my buggy and drove away. I tested my car could work underwater. It didn't, so I pushed it out with my gravity gun. The next part, I had to use a crane to lift up my car, then broke through a window in a cool way. Sadly, a gunship found me, plus a roadblock was in front of me made by cars. The good part, the next lambda location was here in a blue vent. Also conveniently, a box full of rockets were also there for me, so the aircraft quickly got down from the sky. I cleaned the path with my gravity gun and moved on. After the tunnels, dogs' balls rolled in my way, and they weren't too kind with me or my car. Used my gravity gun to give them a bath. As I reached some buildings, the Combine ambushed me. It was a big mistake from their parts. I explained them what they were doing was wrong, and they listened and let me go. Moving on, I found a crossbow. I tested it out, but I realized my aiming was terrible, so I went closer. A shotgun from a meter away is quite effective. I cleared the outpost and drove to the next location. Completely forget there were a lambda location. Luckily the other lambda was very close, behind huge rocks. So I was able to turn around and went back to the outpost. The last one was behind a fuel tank. To reach it, I needed to get a bottle as a booster and put it down where the fence was damaged. And with that, I had all the lambdas, so I was able to hop to the next part. In Chapter 8, I needed to unlock one achievement and find 2 lambda locations. So I got out from a zombie-infested tunnel, I looted a building, I stopped to liberate an outpost, and got myself into another Combine ambush. I needed to find 2 car batteries, but first I got my lambda item, using the gravity gun to get it. I eliminated the Combine, found the 2 batteries, one was in a car outside and the other one in the building, and I moved to the next base. My friends forced me to park my car in a garage and then help them defending the base, so I had no choice. The Combine were coming in 5 waves. 4 times they just deployed soldiers. The 5th one was a bug aircraft. I shot it down fast and the rebels allowed me to move on. I arrived at the part where I can unlock Keep Off the Sand achievement. Cross the Antlion Beach in chapter Sand Traps without touching the sand. Basically, I was not allowed to set foot on the sand, but it was okay to stand on items that's on sand. With my gravity gun, with a pallet and an iron plate, I slowly and carefully, step by step, moved forward. When I thought I stepped on the sand, I loaded back. I reached some rocks, so I left my pallet and iron and got to the seesaw. I put everything in one end, hoping it will be enough when I'm trying to crossing to the other side. Luckily it was. Then I saw the next and last Lambda location of the chapter. Naturally I moved to its direction with a door and a pallet. Using a boat as my boost, I got my reward. With my door and pallet, I painfully slowly moved toward my direction. It really took a lot of time to cross the land. One item after another, carefully stepping on them. But I did it! After what felt like infinity, I finally crossed the beach and climbed the hills. The only problem, I stepped on a sand at some point and I have no idea when, so the game didn't give me the achievement. And I was a dumbass and didn't make a save files before the sand part, which means I am in the beginning of the chapter. Fun! So I didn't clear the tunnel from the zombies, I didn't loot the house, I was so fast the Combine didn't realize I was there, I put the batteries in and left to the rebel base. When I needed to defend the rebels, I wanted to do it as fast as possible. Therefore, I went to the side of the aircraft, hoping the gun will not shoot me. As the soldiers left the vehicle, I was able to shoot them one by one on the back. When I got back to the sand part, I did save and started my ritual. Pallet, doors, iron plates, I put them down in front of me, one after another. And this time, I did it. As I stepped on the hill, I unlocked the achievement. And with that, I switched to the next part. In chapter 9, I only needed to find 3 Lambda. The first one was behind a double door in a room with 2 turrets and 3 columns. As I continued my way to my next supply, a bug queen challenged me, which was really silly from her part. I showed who is the boss and her subjects joined me. With them, I pushed forward. The next Lambda location was behind a laser trap. Through the door, it was in one of the cells. With my bug friend, the Combine didn't have a chance. I was an unstoppable force. No Combine soldier, no onion cutter, no turrets, no laser traps could have stopped me to get my last Lambda. After eliminating a company of soldiers, I finally got into the washing room. Here, on the right side, there was a small corridor. I went in and I arrived to a room. On the left, in a smaller room, was my reward. And with that, I finished this segment. In chapter 9a, there is just one Lambda location and it's on a vending machine. After I said goodbye to Alex, I went up on the stairs and behind the bars there were my sweet supply. With gravity gun I got it and I could leave. In chapter 10 there are 10 Lambda locations. The first one was in the very beginning. I was able to reach it via a blue container. With Dog, we took down some bad guys, then he opened a gate for me. Getting the other side, I met a few rebels who joined me to find Q's lost supplies. The Combine was kind enough to open the door for me, letting me moving forward. Here the game introduced me one of the weirdest mine in gaming history, called the hoppers. Why are they so strange? Because if you pick up them with the gravity gun and put them down, they are becoming your ally. The next Lambda location was in the red shed after we ran away from a strider. Leaving the area through a building, crossed the street, I found more friends. We entered the basement to reach our destination, shot some bad guys, back to the street, and a metal wall blocked our way. I needed to find another entrance. Luckily there was. Silly Combines always leaving us a back door. Take care of everyone. We reached the building. Showed the Combine what a scientist can do with a calculated shot. We got to the basement. Reaching to the end, there were a staircase what leads back to the street. One of the apartment entrance was blocked by gate. Behind that gate, there were my next Lambda. Using the gravity gun, I got them. Continue my journey, I met more friends in the destroyed underground road. Onion cutters attacked us, but with my gravity gun, it was easy peasy. I opened a gate from my friends. As we left the corridor back to the destroyed road, I turned around and approached the little camp. You guessed it, it was another Lambda supply. We needed to defend ourselves from the Combine, while another rebel tried to blow a path for us to get to him. Of course, after that I needed to open a door for us, and of course, to do so, I had to pass zombies. Why I had to be careful not touching the acid water. They would be lost without me. Getting up from the underground, I got hit by a headcrab container. I didn't know that was even possible. Big fights were happening everywhere now. I navigated through multiple buildings, shot the bad guys, the usual for this chapter. There were so many shooting in one little area, but it didn't stop me to get my Lambda. Honestly, I couldn't miss this one though, because it was on the main path. I lowered the bridge so we can cross it to the victory. I pushed forward in a burned down building, fighting Combine and zombies. They also fight each other. Going down to the basement, I had my next Lambda location. I needed to fish it out with the gravity gun. I went up a floor just to jump down to a room with turrets and zombies. Alex broke the door and she joined to my mission. Together, we were an unstoppable force of nature. Later on, a group of rebels also joined me and we got out to a nice park. Nice open area in games means big fight is coming, and it was true here as well. I and my team needed to defend Alex while she was working on a computer. It took a good amount of time for her to open the gate for us, but she did it and we escaped the raid of Combine soldiers. Our ways separated at the broken bridge. I jumped down to the sewer area and went underground. Climbed some pipes, went sus with the vent, took care of a bunch of onion cutters. I got into a staircase area, shot some bad guys, and found my Lambda supply. I just needed to drop it down on a pipe. I wasn't scary at all, seeing the endless pit under me. Continue my way, I saw a headcrab being catched by the hanging tongue, but also saw a soldier had the same fate. It was fascinating. I killed zombies and headcrabs on my way for my sweet Lambda. Past the ladder, I went forward. On the right side, there were a hole on the wall. With gravity gun, I got the Lambda supply. The next one was really close. Keep going forward, there were 3 yellow pipes. My Lambda was in the end. The very last Lambda of this map was the top of a room, in the corner, hidden by a container. I needed to use a lift, while the bad guys were shooting at me. End of the elevator ride, I had to climb higher and higher until I can reach the red container. And with that, I only needed to find the very last Lambda of this game. Chapter 11 has the last Lambda, but unfortunately for me, it was quiet in the very end. First I needed to play hide and seek with the snipers, save Barney from a tight situation. With him, I moved to a huge park, which meant we are going to have a bad time. A huge laser from the sky tried to vaporize me, so I had to move quickly and hide in different places until I reached the building and broke in from a back door. Inside, I had to disable the defense system. How? By tossing out the iron balls from its field. I needed to do that 3 times, while the Combine sent their best to eliminate me. When I was done with that, I had to go to the roof to connect the sky bridge so more of our people can come and die. On the roof, we killed all the bad guys. They sent the gunship. With the circle technique, I put it down. I lowered the bridge and got back to the street where multiple striders greeted me. They can take 5 rockets before falling down, but at least they cannot shut them down. I found a supply box and started blasting them. Moving to the next section, I was very close to my last Lambda. I just needed to escape a strider. Rush into a multi-layer parking lot, went to the top and from there jumped to a building corridor. And I had it. I found all 45 Lambda locations. The Lambda Locator was mine. Only one more achievement left. Atomizer. Disintegrate 15 soldiers by throwing them into a combined ball field. I loaded up chapter 12 and sneaked into the citadel. Moved like a little mouse in a family home, unnoticed. I found a pod. I got in and I had a deeper look about the citadel. My pod dropped me down into an area where they magically took away all my weapons except the gravity gun. Instead, they charged it up, so I was able to push and pull humans as well. And that was the key for my success. When I saw a ball field, I pulled the combined soldiers and tossed it to the field. I quickly had 15 volunteers, and with that, I achieved 100% of Half-Life 2. What can I tell you about these achievements? They are great and not impossible to get. You also don't have to grind for them. They add an interesting challenge for different chapters. I would say hunting these achievements are pleasant. I recommend to do so. I also stream on Twitch. If you are interested about the achievement hunt or would like to talk or just say hi, you can do that there. Thank you very much for watching. See ya!